All right, hi everyone. Welcome to the crafts section of this module. We're going to be talking about one aspect of crafts in this video, and that specific section is textiles and fiber arts. I've brought in an amazing artist. Her name is Dani Lopez. She is an alum of California College of the Arts. She's studied with Diedrich Brackens and Josh Fott, who are also very talented, very conceptual artists who work in textiles and fiber arts. So, if you guys have any questions for Dani, you can always direct those to me. I can direct those to her, and then she can direct them back to me. Just like I said in Christine's overview on painting, it's unfortunate that we can't do this face to face, so you guys can have a little bit more of that live engaged feedback. But we're here, and this is what we got. So I hope you all enjoy. Take it away, Dani Lopez.
Hi, that was such a lovely introduction. Yes, I went to California College of the Arts. I graduated last year, so I've been out of school for a year now. Oh my God, where did that year go? And I am a weaver and a sculptor. I studied undergrad in drawing and painting in University of Oregon in Eugene. And I'm going to talk about essentially the three main areas of textiles that I work in, which is I'm going to start off with weaving. We're going to go into fiber sculpture, and then we're going to end with some embroidery work, and then I'm going to talk about some of the artists that have had a really big impact on my work. So this is a weaving that I made on a floor loom. For this lecture, I'm not talking about any work that I've made that has been made on a jacquard loom, which is a computerized loom, very strong and capable of so many things. Personally, for me, the technology aspect is not that interesting, but it's very interesting to a lot of other people. I'm thinking about Tali Weinberg and Christy Matson, who work really deeply within jacquard weaving. So this weaving was made on the floor loom, as was this. I'm doing a lot of hand kind of manipulation while it's on the loom. I wasn't using yarn, which is the mostly traditional material you would use. I was hand cutting novelty fabrics is what I call them, essentially scrap and remnants that I get at Joann's and Fabric Outlet here in the Bay Area. Really interested in texture
Can
and
I pause really
color.
quick and just ask? I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
What would be considered a non-novelty fabric for those of us who've only ever gone to Joann's or uh, Fabric Outlet?
So a non-novelty, so something that's not in these weavings, is that what you mean?
Yeah.
So I think of non-novelty as like the cotton that we wear, like this t-shirt is just like a basic cotton, whereas a lot of these things are like fake satins and fake silks and things that either have like sequins or glitter on it. I think of novelty fabrics as really cheap, like prom dress material.
Almost like
Things that,
costume material.
yeah, really over the top. Like I think of the word like campy and like cheap when I think of these materials, and that's why I'm also really drawn to them. They're really like a lot of them are scratchy and itchy. I use a lot of tulle, so a lot of just kind of things that aren't really like of good taste.
And
For
not really like functional fabrics either.
they're functional if you're like maybe going to a Halloween party.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily like day to day, everyday wear. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. If we're talking about functional, it holds a very clear function. So
Yes.
semantics doesn't matter. Go on.
So this was also made on a floor loom. I work on a Macomber, which is a type of loom. Um, I would need essentially 2 to 4 harnesses for this. It's really hard to talk about looms when I'm not at one in front of you, or even I should have put a picture in here, but I didn't.
I'll include one. Don't worry about it.
And then this was something, a technique I learned in grad school with Josh. It's called double weave pickup. So essentially, if I were to show you the back of this piece, it would be completely reversed and the text would be backwards. So it's almost like a form of drawing that is very complicated and time intensive and laborious, but very worth it. Yeah, I should also say I've only been weaving for about 4 or 5 years. I still consider myself somewhere between beginner and intermediate because there is so much to learn within the world of weaving. People will dedicate their lives just essentially learning like the technical skills of it and not even really get into conceptual concerns or even wanting to like participate within the contemporary art world. So and then this was also something I did with double weave pickup. I was really excited about being able to use text and then also kind of responding to, I think it was 2018, like late 2018 meme that was going around that was big dick energy, and then seeing a lot of the lesbian Instagrammers that I follow kind of retool it and repurpose it for queer communities, and essentially, you know, it's big dyke energy, which I really love, like completely taking all of the masculinity, kind of like oppressive masculine energy out of dominant culture that we're kind of all surrounded in, like on a day-to-day basis. So I still want to put this banner up somewhere where I live, but I just haven't done it yet.
Mm-hmm.
One day soon.
Yeah, you gotta find the right spot.
Above my bed, maybe, I don't know. So this is kind of leads into the narrative work and fiber sculpture. This was something I'd never really done until grad school. I had a lot of feedback from professors, specifically people working within textiles, who told me, you know, we want you to make a lot of work while you're here, and if you're at the loom, you're not going to be able to do that. So this body of work really came out of me trying to make a large body of work, and I'm really glad that I did it because it really opened up my practice in a new way. So once again, the materials that I'm using here, very kind of like novelty. There's like mesh and tulle in this work, and essentially it's hanging by nails. I'm really interested in kind of like capturing these fragmentary moments that might happen. I'm always thinking about this queer girl at a gay club at night, and she is either having the best night or the worst night. It's never in between. And a lot of these narrative works are me thinking about that night, and sometimes even the prep before the night, when anything seems possible, and then sometimes it's also the morning after when you're thinking about all the things you should have done and should have not done.
Mm-hmm. And that's yeah, I was gonna say part of the tissue with lips on it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this, I also want to quickly say that I was thinking about this work in a kind of smaller way, in a larger way. I was thinking about, I wasn't necessarily thinking about this work as one whole body of work as I was making it. I felt very frantic and very all over the place. And now it's such a luxury to be able to like sit back and look at this and be like, oh, this is like, I didn't think I knew what I was doing when I was making that work, but it all came together. And then this was also hand woven. The white part is actually a waffle weave. You can't see it. I didn't take a detail of it, unfortunately. And then the lip print is tulle and embroidery floss that I hand stitched onto it. And then this is also hand woven. I inserted some wire in the part that's coming away from the wall. Um, really interested in just kind of like how do I suggest a figure without providing one. So I just imagine this being around a girl's neck, and yeah, just really interested in how do I portray or allude to a figure that's not there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I did a lot of figurative work, like actual representational work in undergrad, and I was trying to get away from that. And then this is my little heartbreak emoji. The text reads, "Why do I keep falling for straight girls?" So also, I always say that it's like one of the overarching themes of this work specifically is thinking about the moments that you call your friend after a breakup and you're crying and you're upset and then you make a joke at your own expense. Like that space that we all are very deeply familiar with is where a lot of this work is coming from. So once again, really interested in like narrative, memoir. I watch a lot of movies about queer women. I read a lot of memoirs. Didn't really understand that that was going to come through the work until grad school came. So, and then this little triptych. This is all, I don't have the dimensions on this. I think it's about 14 by 20, 14 by 18. This is all just cotton. And then it's, the lines of the notebook paper are sewn. And then the text is all hand embroidered. So once again, like super interested in narrative. And then the text on this reads, "I'm gonna die alone." And then I also used interfacing and then like sewed it structurally so it looked like it had been crumpled, but it's still also very, it's cotton, it's soft, it looks like fabric, but then it also has that kind of, you know, what paper does when you crumple it. It has that memory.
So did you install like piping or some kind of support so that it would stay in that crumpled position?
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's I always forget. Yeah, not everyone knows the words that I'm talking about. Thank you for that. Interfacing is, I always kind of think about it is when you have a really like fancy dress shirt, it's the thing that makes your collar very structured. So essentially, it's usually sewn in between fabrics to provide a certain shape. And I discovered it, and I honestly don't even know if I'm using it right half the time, but I'm using it in a way that is working for the things that I'm making. So, and then there's a variety of like thicknesses, and some of it's like paper thin, and you just tear it away. So it's actually a really cool material.
Nice, yeah, and it shows a lot of dedication to like having your work have the integrity to stand up against like if it were getting shipped somewhere like to a gallery, you wouldn't have to give them the instructions of like and then crumple it. It's like you've like gone the extra mile to make sure that your work is already like made the way it's supposed to be viewed, which is a great step for everyone to consider. How hard artists work in ways that make it look seamless and effortless, but it actually takes a lot of time.
Yes, and that's something I'm still teaching myself how to do, is how to think about when this goes somewhere, when it travels, because this one actually traveled recently to Brooklyn, New York for a show, and thinking about the instructions you give, providing a photo to the gallery team, so things that,
lots of extra steps. I'm going to pause you real fast because we're about to run out of the 15 minutes, and then I'm going to start over on a new one. So everybody sit tight.